Imagine how much more you could do with an invisible basketball. In this video, I hope to turn this basketball fully invisible and show you how it's done. Alright, so my main inspiration to make an invisible basketball is because this normal basketball is just too easy to see and it can make it harder getting blocked sometimes and also getting the ball stolen.
Because I imagine a defender's worst nightmare would be an invisible basketball.
Right, so my first attempt and thought of making an invisible basketball is to make it darker. So I went to the store, I picked up this baby. This is the darkest ball I could find. There's a couple tests we're gonna do for each stage of each ball. The first test we're gonna see is a roll test. We're gonna see how visible this is, rolling it, so let's see.
So the purpose of this roll test was to really see how much it could blend in with the court itself. Now I want to see how much it would affect my dribbling, and surprisingly I lost the ball because of me not being able to see it properly.
Alright, so after dribbling and shooting it for a bit, I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit darker, but to really see if this is one step closer to making an invisible basketball, I'm gonna have my brother guard me, and he's gonna let us know if this basketball is one step closer to the invisible one. Alright, so I'm gonna have my brother here guard me, and we're gonna see if it makes a big difference on just dribbling and also shooting the ball.
So with my first attempt of Denver guarding me here, honestly the ball was working pretty well because he seemed kind of lost. But at times, I also couldn't even keep track of where the ball was going.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it is definitely harder to see while dribbling, so this is definitely a step in the right direction. But Denver, what are the thoughts on defense?
Okay, when he's dribbling really low towards the ground, it blends in a little bit with the pavement, so that made it hard to see. Other than that, it's about normal though.
With that said though, that was definitely a step in the right direction.
This could be the solution, is what I thought, because I put two plastic bowls together to kind of form an invisible circular sphere kind of, but the bowls I ordered came so small. This is literally the size of my hand, and I also just realized I don't think this thing is gonna bounce. Once again, let's do a roll test. Okay.
So in terms of how it looked on the court, it was pretty invisible, but it just couldn't do most of the things I needed it to do.
I'm at a loss for words right now because usually, I would be like, okay, let's test it dribbling, let's test it shooting. I mean, we can test it shooting, so looks pretty invisible to me, I'm not gonna lie, but the one thing is though, you can't really play basketball with this thing because it doesn't bounce.
And so even with that, I tried to dribble it a bit more and it wasn't too bad, I guess. So yeah, for the second attempt at an invisible basketball, it didn't look too good.
I'm not gonna lie, I had high hopes about this thing, but honestly, it's a complete fail. But it's okay though, because that's what this video is all about. Failing until we succeed to the invisible basketball. Alright, so this is the tinfoil basketball, but not yet. Soon to be a tinfoil basketball. And honestly, I think this one is gonna be very promising because honestly, tinfoil kind of has like a reflective look to it. So honestly, I think this is gonna go really well. Let's get this tinfoil on the ball.
With that said, I wasted no time and got straight to it, putting the tinfoil all over the basketball.
Alright, so I have most of the tinfoil on. The only thing I'm trying to make sure is that it stays on because honestly it's kind of looking promising. I can't lie, like it's shiny. Alright, you guys know the drill. Let's do a roll test and let's see how well this rolls and blends in with the court. I'm very scared that this is gonna fall apart. Let's hope not.
So just to make sure, I rolled it pretty slow.
That honestly went a lot better than expected.
So after that roll test, I took some shots with the tinfoil ball and honestly it was feeling good and also looking pretty good.
We've already taken a couple shots now and it's still staying together. So honestly, the tinfoil ball is looking good right now.
But of course, after I took some shots, I also had to test out my dribbling with it as well.
Alright, so my brother tested out the other ball with me, so I want to see his opinion on this one too. Denver, thoughts?
Definitely hard to see, a lot more than the previous ball, but so I think the next step up, we might be there.
Next step up, I'm taking very seriously. I'm getting this invisible basketball. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. This ball is very promising, but the one thing I'm noticing is that it's just a bit too noticeable still. It's not reflective enough. So I think I have a solution for that. All right, so this is stick-on mirror. And so we all know in a mirror, you can see yourself. So I was thinking if I put this on the basketball, then it'll be completely invisible. So let's see if this will actually work and if I can actually get it on the basketball. And most of all, if I can make the first ever invisible basketball.
So with that said, I got straight to work with putting this reflective mirror all over the basketball.
All right, I have literally been down here for almost an hour now. We have one more piece to fill, but this ball is coming along amazing. And the last piece is on, baby. Fully complete invisible basketball. This thing honestly looks incredible. Let's go take it to the court. All right, we have made it to the court with the invisible basketball. Boys, this thing is revolutionary. This took me like almost 2 hours to put together. As you may see, I put a layer of saran wrap to cover it just so it wouldn't break.
But honestly, I was in disbelief on how good this looked.
And as you guys even see, if you look into the ball, you can even see a reflection of me and the camera. I'm not gonna lie, guys, already dribbling with this thing, I literally feel like this thing is like nowhere to be seen. Like, I feel like if someone was guarding me, it would be a hard time for them. But the true test is gonna be, I'm gonna take some dribbles and shots on my brother, and we're gonna see how hard it is for him to guard me with this invisible basketball. As you guys see though, this thing is pretty hard to be guarded with and also even to dribble with. Like I lost my dribble a couple times because I couldn't see it. Like it literally was just blending in with the court, with the net. Ember, thoughts?
Listen, when he does a fast dribble combo, you can barely see the ball. He put it through my legs like I was a pylon because I could barely see it. So as far as invisible goes, it's pretty damn good.
There you guys have it. If you guys think you could make an invisible basketball like me, subscribe and like for more.